Hey friends, welcome back to the Balanced Mom. Alana here. This is my hubby Jorn,
Hello.
and today we're going to talk about what we've learned in this past week. Because if you've watched our last video, you know that we've just taken in two more foster kids who are 2 and 4. We also have our 4 and 5-year-old biological children. And this past week, we've had the privilege of babysitting our former foster children who are also 2 years old and who are twins. So this past week, we've had 6 kids under 6 in this house. And to say it's been chaotic is an understatement. So, needless to say, we have been in survival mode these past few days, and so we just wanted to share with you guys some things we've learned. If you're in a season of change or just struggling because you have something going on and your life is extra hectic right now, we're hoping that this video can help you.
Tip number 1.
Stay one step ahead of the kids. So, before they get bored, make sure you have some sort of activity planned. If they've been playing with like blocks and they're getting sick of it, bring out Play-Doh or arts and crafts, or turn on Baby Shark so they can like dance in the living room. If you see like the kids starting to get antsy and they're starting to fight, just move on to something else. If you have the time to plan the night before, like crafts or activities, do it because it'll take more time the night before, but during the day, it'll save your sanity.
Yeah, I would say today we had a healthy cadence of having something to follow up the activities quickly. So we did take out blocks that we normally don't have out, and then shortly right after that we took a walk outside. Then we spent some time in the yard, and then we took the kids to do a car wash. So we had different activities planned that helped keep them busy, and they didn't get bored and frustrated or anything.
And along with that, also make sure you stay ahead of them with eating because there is nothing harder than dealing with hangry kids. If you know your kids ask every day at like 9:30 for a snack, just already have it prepped. It's especially good if you're trying to be healthy to like have those set up and meal prep the day before for that, which that actually leads into tip number 2, which is plan easy meals, because I like to plan really elaborate like dishes and I like to try new things multiple times a week. And when we're in this situation, obviously I can't do that because every time I'm like in the kitchen trying to cook, I have a kid like clawing at me, trying to get my attention. And so we planned easy things like spaghetti or tacos, like things that I know I can do, that I can step away from if I need to like help a child with something. And I feel like if you don't plan easy meals, then you're gonna get really frustrated and maybe end up like not cooking and just eating out, which is totally fine too. But if you want to save your sanity and you don't want to be stuck in the kitchen for like an hour and a half with kids like screaming and crying, just make it easy on yourself. And it's okay to have a period where you just make easy meals. And one major lifesaver for us, so that we still get the veggies in, is we just buy like the frozen bags of like green beans or broccoli, and they're steamable in the bag. We just threw it in the microwave for like 7 minutes, take it out, and we serve it just like that. So our kids still get their veggies in, and they actually like it better, I feel like, than when I season the vegetables. And it's not like an extra dish I have to prepare.
All right, so tip number 3 is accept help. So recognize that taking care of kids is a very difficult job. And so in our situation, I had to work throughout the work week. And the twins that we were taking in for babysitting actually normally go to daycare. And so their parents said, do you still want them to go to daycare? And we were both originally like, felt a little bit bad about saying yes to that. But then we realized, we're going to have 6 under 6 and I'm going to be working. We can alleviate the burden on Alana of having to take care of 6 by putting the twins in daycare. So we said, yes, we'll do that. And so the thought process here is, if you have help, don't be shy to say yes to that.
Tip number 4, and I will admit that this one is the hardest one for me, but it's probably the most important, is to just let go. Like, let go of everything during the day. Let go of your dreams for a clean house, and let go of like all of the things that you're super OCD about as a mom. I really like to have like all of the toys have to stay in the playroom, and like my living room has to stay like clean, because if I see like the pillows are like not on the couch where they're supposed to be, I like have a mini heart attack. And with kids, when you're in survival mode, just let them play. Honestly, something I'm learning even just not when I'm in survival mode is that the memories you're making with your kids is way more important than having a clean house. I don't want my kids to just remember me like yelling at them like, you have to clean this and you're stressing me out. Like, I want them to remember us doing like fun activities together and like building forts and building Lego towers and stuff like that. And so letting go during the day is super important, so you're not like adding extra stress on yourself and overwhelming yourself. And you can clean up after your kids go to bed. You can have fun like going to town on your house, but during the day, just learn to let it go.
All right, tip number 5 is realize that you're a team. So make sure that you communicate and that you check in with each other a lot to make sure you're not overwhelmed and that you're providing support for the other person where necessary. And so with that, make sure that you have a plan. So I think every night we've sat down and said, all right, what does tomorrow look like? Who needs to transport which kids where? What kind of activities do we want to have planned? What meals are we doing? And where can we support each other? So we did that, and we were pretty intentional about that, and that's definitely helped and allowed us to be able to get through this.
Be able to get all of our kids to like gymnastics practice on time and get the kids to school or doctor's appointments wherever they need to be. So it's definitely important to plan ahead. Otherwise, yeah, you're just going to be overwhelmed.
And the tip number 6, which I think is the most important, is make sure that you give each other extra grace. So as you're going throughout the day, you might get frustrated with your spouse, and just give them a little bit of extra leeway that you might not normally give them, and just say, okay, we're in survival mode here. We're trying to get through this, and so I'm not going to let that frustrate me, and I'm just going to let it pass.
Along with giving extra grace to your spouse, make sure you also give extra grace to yourself, because I know that I'm always like, if the house isn't clean by the end of the day, then I feel like I failed that day, or if I didn't finish everything on our homeschool schedule, then I feel like a failure for the day. But when you're in survival mode, whether you've just had a baby, or one of you may have had surgery or something, or somebody got called to jury duty and they're out for days, and like your whole schedule got messed up and everything's thrown out of whack, whatever it is, just show yourself grace, because you don't have to do everything all of the time.
So thanks for listening to some of the tips that we feel were beneficial for us as we got through this time. We've really enjoyed having all the kids, and I actually feel like we did a great job of keeping them all entertained and giving them all a fun time. We have a lot of fun videos that we can look back at a later point in time. It's been fun.
It has been. We definitely have no energy. I was saying that like my energy is gone by like 7, 8 o'clock at night. I feel like lately it's been like 10 a.m. Not even joking. I am like so tired. But
we're still recording this video, so you're not completely depleted.
Yes, that's true. But we made it, so you can too. So thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you have any other tips for while you're in survival mode, or if you're someone out there who has like a lot of kids and have tips for how to manage them and how you manage your household, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. Hope all of you have an awesome week.